They just put I mean something in there. They should say yeah, it's not well Street Street number. They closed because they got hit real bad.
Welcome to Travel is Fun Tours. We will be starting in about 15 minutes. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you soon.
I was closed. They closed the wall. Did they? So,
Which one's that?
Which one? And you're
Yeah, if it's not there. But until October.
I went out to the she asked the answer is system excuse Says they figure it's better for the
I think doing on the college when you're down. I said, okay. Wow. We learn all the.
Well, that's what
Years ago. Yeah.
oh yeah. Are they peel off?
Yeah, they finally got the fence.
Are they all peel off the sticker to sell? Put it on something that wasn't on. Yeah. Oh yeah.
You have to, like the dresses, they have to roll around tag. It folds a little bit, you can fly the rest of that later. Put another one on. Okay.
I had one little thing. I was talking.
I did.
And then all of a sudden I had the alarm go. And I walked real fast to the front of this store. The lady turned around, went back, put the purse back on the shelf and left us. Because she knew she had big problem. But she didn't know I couldn't say nothing. I guess she got scared thinking I was security or something, the way I came running real fast. And I just said, oh, we forgot to take the job or something like that, you know. It was a $90 purse that she cut to the other day. Well, I said to her, and then when she left, I said to my young dress, she tried to get away with it. But the alarm went off and I turned around and started walking towards her. She put that lights back herself.
Yeah, right.
And my boss, she came back up front later and I said, by the way, here's the party she tried to take. With $90 she went back there and reported it to loss prevention. Oh yeah, they stuff things in place and do with everything. And then after, you know, like loss prevention, they have them take it out and throw it on the floor. Then they have to go get a pair of gloves and pick it up and split off. Because you can't sell it.
Yeah.
Guys put it down kind of lists. Yeah, so you can't sell it like that. But now it's anything that's $16.99 or up or has a security tag for.
They still have ways around the world.
Oh, yeah, they do. Different words, I mean, with a little bit.
But thank you.
Like one. If people buy suitcases, so we have like to share each other the suitcases, and they come up with this suitcases of purses to buy stuff. You check the zipper to make sure they're all working. But I think when you get home and find out something didn't work right. So that's, oh no, so let me. That's my way to say, hey, I'll check, make sure you didn't stuff anything in.
I just watched them, people are bringing their kids to work and they go back there to do.
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah. I just think, they go back to the shoe department. They put on a pair of shoes like this China on. They leave the store, you go back there, they're old shoes on, so. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's been going on forever.
Yeah, you learn who the people are too.
Not that they really good.
What's that? And we have one lady here that we have. No, it's not. For the no chance.
Yeah.
She comes into the store.
I've been people here.
Uh,
I don't know, I'll be done.
just trust my.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too, right?
Work
That-
on God. So, I have to.
That's me. Yeah, we always, whenever she came to see, kind of put it over his head. That's what I. You move my car, you give ideas off. I don't really need bars. No, shit, like sitting, right now.
Didn't go out like my accent.
This has to.
Yeah.
My mom and dad both had that was. Say, right, and you back. That out one. And that's so. My sister, Donald Trump. I don't think I'm gonna do work. That's not the view. It is, there you go. You don't want somebody wants to take what you got to back yourself. I get on my radio, I think they love it. Yeah, right. Oh, you got it. Oh, okay, got It's real. Girls today. Can't believe it. Single word you said. Single word. Almost no. Yeah, isn't Sarah on land. You know, I was Sarah.
Yeah, I know that lady. Bar, 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 bar.
Bar, 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 bar.
That's when you were hiking the Appalachian Trail, remember?
Yeah, 1 minute, Todd.
So 1 minute?
Yeah,
I need you to cover me because I ain't got Buffy to yell at me.
1 minute. I'll let you know.
Hello, folks at home. We're going to be starting in 1 minute, according to Ed. And there's some else.
Somebody's got to give you any thoughts. Todd is one. So you start, sorry.
Buffy Jr.
I got things to do.
Sure you do. Your parole officer don't count.
That's the thing.
By the way, we got merch. Some stylish people are wearing it today. Where'd Tom go?
Probably when you get some prepared.
Anyway, there's Grover. I don't know why Grover's not working today. I had him working this morning. Anyway, welcome to Travel is Fun Tours. Hi, people at home. I'm Todd Kennedy. If anybody new in here, I got a couple new young ladies over there. Don't let that guy behind you kick your chairs. He misbehaves a lot.
We let him know.
That's Terry. We are a small family-owned business. We used to be around the corner, but now our office is located in the South Pasadena Shopping Center, which is not being torn down. So that's a good thing. We are responsive to your needs. We want you to come back. We want you to tell your friends. We want you to join us and do lots and lots of trips and be happy. We are fully licensed and insured, and that's an important factor when you're trusting somebody with a lot of money for a trip. There are a lot of fly-by-night businesses out there. They call themselves travel agencies. We are licensed by the state of Florida. You see our number on everything we put out. And we've actually been in business so long and have been so stable that the state of Florida does not require us to post a bond to have our license anymore because they trust us. We have over 40 years of experience. We've been doing this since I was a little rugrat, and I will be doing it till my granddaughter's old enough to take over, probably. We have up-to-date modern motor coaches. We go out with March first class mostly. Occasionally, we have a fill-in bus from Newman or another company, but they all are nice modern motor coaches, comfortable, clean, with excellent drivers. Like that. We do multi-day trips every year. We got one coming up. I'll tell you all about all the ones we've got on the schedule. And if it's on the pastel colored paper like that, then that means that's a trip that we built ourselves. If it's on these full colored sheets, then that's a trip that we are working with through Diamond Tours. They're a company down out of Fort Myers. I'll tell you a little bit more about them in a minute. But we go all over the place. We're going to Maine in a couple weeks. We've got trips coming up to New Orleans, San Antonio, Fort Myers, Key West. You'll see. I'm going to tell you all about every single trip. We also do lots of day trips, and the day trips go all over Central Florida for dinner theaters, casinos, shopping trips, arts and crafts. If it's worth going to, we'll have a bus going to it, and we'll be happy to take you there and back and have a great time. We do have a travel club. You're welcome to join. There are flyers for that in the back. It is optional. It's not required to be a member of our travel club to go on our trips. If you want to join, it's $18 for new members or $15 for renewals. And for your fee, you're going to get a nice name tag. It goes by calendar years. So this late in the year, if you join now, I'm going to give you all of 2026 too. But then you'll get a name tag, $2 discount on your trips, and you'll get a nice little envelope packed with love sent to you every month in your mailbox by me. What are you pointing at Barb for? Oh, okay. That's who's watching me on YouTube. Good. Is it working? Yeah, if you don't know, I broadcast this on YouTube so people at home can watch. Travel is fun experience. The bottom line is we're going to be friendly and courteous and informative and keep you comfortable on that coach. But most of all, you pack a bag, show up on time, and we're going to have lots of fun. Yeah, that's the bunch on the mystery tour we did just a couple months ago. And we're going back there for New Year's. So I'll tell you all about that. Good. Next thing we're going to do, does everybody have one of these little yellow slips like this? If you don't, wave your hand in the air and Holly's going to come running like lightning and hand you one. While Holly's getting there, I'll tell you about the contest. Here's how the game works.
Oh, she's rough. I don't really have it.
Poor Tom. Okay, so we're going to have a contest. I'm going to show you a picture. You got to figure out where it is. You're going to put your name on the little yellow slip, whether you know it or not. And if nobody gets it right, we do a drawing. Winner's going to get $25 off their next trip. It is a place we've gone before and a place we're going back to. The best answer wins the prize. No phone a friend or smartphones, no cheating. One win per calendar year. So who so far has won in here this year? One, two of you? Okay. So is everybody ready for their clue? Here it comes. Stand back.
Where's that for? Oh, don't. That's all.
Okay. Yeah, if you don't know it, you probably don't know it. So we'll go ahead and move on and get into the trips. So highlights of upcoming trips. It's not on your white sheets, but I'm going to go over what's coming up the rest of September for you. This Saturday, we got a trip to Tarpon Springs for the Craft Festival. The red light tells you it's probably not going to go. I don't have hardly anybody signed up for it. Next Wednesday, the 17th, we've got the Rays versus the Blue Jays. That's over in Tampa at Steinbrenner. It is a good deal. It's $144, but you're going to be in the cabana section of the ballpark. They got couches and comfortable seating. They've got a full buffet with beer and wine and bratwurst and churros and all kinds of other goodies for you. We don't have enough people for that to go yet either. That's why it's in yellow. In green, we got Lunch Bunch going to Jack Willie's next week, and that'll be a lot of fun. That's a new restaurant. They got some good choices on the menu for you. Stuff like crab cakes and a super burger and other goodies. Saturday the 20th, we've got Weeki Wachi and Suncoast Broadway. So you can go to Weeki Wachi and hang out with the mermaids, or you can do Suncoast Broadway where they're doing a performance of the musical Grease. And either one of those is a good destination. And the green tells you that's going. 24th, we just need a few more to go to the Florida Air Museum. That's going to have lunch at the Golden Corral. And it's a beautiful museum over in Lakeland. Wendy's going to be escorting that one. And she can't wait to take you over there. So we just need a couple more of you on there to lock that in. September 26th to October 6th, Wendy and I will be up in beautiful Maine. We have a nice coach coming to get us. That is a diamond tour. So we didn't quite get enough people to run that on our own from Florida. So we've got 6 folks we're going to pick up in Maryland that are going to join the middle of the trip. It's a great trip. If you haven't done a diamond tour, Diamond is a company down out of Fort Myers, and they specialize in packaging tours, but having other people on the bus running them. So they'll do it for church groups or condo associations or senior centers. The issue is if somebody calls them and sets up a diamond tour, they're probably the person running the tour on the bus. So they may never have been on a tour bus before in their lives, or they may be somebody experienced like me and Wendy. In this case, you're getting me and Wendy to go with you. But we've got a little bit of space left on there, plenty of space actually, but I don't have much time. If you're interested in doing the main tour, come and talk to me today because tomorrow is the cutoff and I can't put anybody on after tomorrow. So that's beautiful Maine. And then while I'm out of town, we're going to trick Dad into doing a mystery tour September 28th. They've got a very nice lunch set up for you. And we're going to go see a wonderful show and then get you home safe and sound and all in one piece. What more could you ask for? Yes, Mr. Tom.
Sure. Would you say and leave at Quick Dixie at 7:30?
That's what I said. Yes, sir.
Okay,
I'm going to mail that to you this week.
okay, thank you.
It'll be on paper and everything. All right, so jumping into October 4th, we've got a trip to Bach Tower. They're doing their annual plant show, so it's a great time to pick up some plants to bring home and kill. And I'm used to living with Wendy. You know what Wendy's nickname is at the garden center? They call her Agent Orange. She hasn't met a plant she can't kill. It's beautiful gardens. It was built back in the early 1900s, funded by a guy named Edward Bach, who was the publisher of the Ladies' Home Journal. He hired a world-renowned architect named Frederick Law Olmsted, who designed Central Park in New York also to design it. And it's got miles of beautiful walking paths. It's got all kinds of beautiful greenery there. It's got the Carillon Tower in the middle of the gardens that plays music every half hour. And twice while we're there, they'll have somebody live on the keyboard for you. It includes a very nice lunch, and it's a great, great trip. October 9th to 12th, we've got Charleston, South Carolina coming up. And that's going to be a 4-day trip. All of your meals are included, all your breakfasts, all your dinners, one of your lunches. So you got to pick up lunch a few days, but most of your meals are in there. You got a 3-night stay at a brand new Drury Plaza right in Charleston. So if you don't know about Drury's, I'll give you a brief rundown of what a Drury does for you. They've got a great breakfast. They've got eggs and sausage and a waffle machine and everything you could want for breakfast. What's that? Huh? What are you doing mumbling back there? Oh, there's nothing to critique on Drury. They're awesome. The best part of Drury, though, that Terry's looking forward to is when you check in your little envelope with the room key, you get a card, a magical card that gets you 3 free drinks, beer, wine, mixed drinks, whatever you want. And then they have dinner at the Drury's, and that's nothing super fancy, hot dogs and chili and usually some chicken and pasta and stuff like that. And you can have that for dinner. Now, a Drury Plaza has a little extra touch. They're usually decorated a little nicer than an average Drury. Not that an average Drury is average. They're pretty nice, but they're decorated a little higher level, and they have a nice sit-down restaurant in the lobby too. So if you don't want your Drury dinner that night, you can go in the restaurant and have something a little fancier. So, and the reason I spend some time on Drury's is we're going to a lot of Drury's coming up. So I won't do this every time I come to Drury on the slideshow. We're going to have a guided city tour in there. You're going to have a harbor boat tour, Charleston Tea Gardens, the 500-year-old Angel Oak Tree, and lots more of good fun there. On October 10th, while they're out of town, we will have Suncoast Primates and lunch at the Tarpon Turtle. We did do Tarpon Turtle once for Lunch Bunch, and it got pretty good scores. You guys seem to like the place.
It was good.
It's a nice location. It's right on Lake Tarpon, so nice scenery, good time of year. You should be able to sit indoors or outdoors, your choice, depending on the weather that day. After lunch, we're going to go down to Suncoast Primate Center, and this is where retired apes go. So they've got a spot saved for Ed if he ever retires.
That's what my relatives are.
Yeah, I know which one's your relative too. He looks just like him.
Yeah.
It's actually a very nice gardens where these apes retire. And if there's an ape that's been in circus or in show business and they're too old to perform anymore, this is one of the places they get to go and live out the rest of their lives in comfort. They did have one very famous resident. I think he passed away. That was Bubbles the chimp, who used to belong to who? Michael Jackson. That's right. So we got some celebrities up there. It's a neat place. It's right on the Pinellas Trail. That's actually how I found it, because I was riding my bike up to Tarpon Springs one day, and I heard all these noises from back in the bushes that normally in most Florida neighborhoods you don't hear. So I stopped and I was talking to people on the trail, and they go, "Oh yeah, that's Suncoast Primates. That place is full of chimps and orangutans and all kinds of other monkeys."
Bubbles did not finish. 42 years old.
He's still there? Holy cow. So you can go say hi to Bubbles. Thank you, Barb. I kept forgetting to look that up. I kept meaning to look it up after meetings. Barb's my librarian back there. She keeps me straight. October 11th, we're doing a triple header that day. So there are 3 different shows you can see going on the one bus. Number 1 is in the Broadway Palm Dinner Theater. They're doing Pretty Woman. In the smaller theater, they're doing Steel Magnolias. Who remembers what those 2 movies have in common? Julia Roberts is in both of them. Which one do people like better? Pretty Woman. I've sold a bunch of tickets to Pretty Woman. Not a single one to Steel Magnolias yet. You guys don't want to see that one. I get that. It is a sad story. You have to bring a hanky and blow your nose, and dry your eyes. Yeah. So I guess that's why we're not seeing Steel Magnolias. So those are the 2 shows at the Broadway Palm Dinner Theater. Pretty Woman's on the main stage, so you'll eat in regular dinner theater setup. You go to the buffet, really good buffet. They've got a cash bar. They've got desserts out of this world. Don't worry about Steel Magnolias. If you don't want to do either of those shows, we're also going to do a drop-off in downtown Fort Myers there. Up near the Caloosahatchee River, they've got a theater called the Florida Repertory Theater, and they are doing Rat Pack Lounge. And that one, you can join us. Come on in. Lunch is on your own on that one. So they've got a bunch of restaurants within easy walking distance of the theater. You'll get lunch, and then you'll have your ticket and go watch Rat Pack Lounge. If you've never seen it, it's a very nice show. It's all about Dean Martin and Frank Sinatra and Sammy Davis are up in heaven, and they find out that their buddy they made all these promises to is having trouble with his bar called the Rat Pack Lounge. So they get a day pass from heaven. They get to come back down to earth and help save this guy's club. And this is a special holiday edition. So in addition to the regular songs you'd expect from these guys, there'll be some holiday songs that they're known for, and that'll be a nice trip. That one actually has a few people on it already. October 12th, we're going to go to Winter Park for the Autumn Art Festival, and they've got there's a Tiffany Glass Museum there. They'll have art exhibits all along the streets. You can take a beautiful boat ride down the canals. A lot of nice restaurants, so just a nice getaway and a good time of year to be out strolling on the streets. October 14th, I was talking to a couple of you on this one. Some of you guys are excited. We're going back up to near Brooksville, Spring Hill, going to the May Stringer House with lunch around the corner at the Florida Cracker Kitchen. We just had our lunch bunch last month at the guys who own Florida Cracker Kitchen. Their mom runs Mally Kyla's restaurant, which is around the corner. So they're both real good restaurants. The May Stringer House, it is known as a haunted house in the area. So it'll be a daytime tour. They're not going to have people in sheets jumping out from behind corners at you, but they will take you up and down the stairs. There are stairs, and they'll give you the history of the house, and they will tell you the ghost stories about what they say has happened in that house after dark. So that should be good and spooky and get you in the mood for Halloween. October 16th, your lunch bunch is going to be at Ozona Blue, and that's up around Palm Harbor-ish, I think, if I remember. It's a nice little restaurant, but it's kind of hidden. You wouldn't drive by it by accident. You have to know where you're going. But it's on the water. It's next to a marina. Real good food. They got a swimming pool. So Ed says he's going to bring his Speedo and go for some laps for you guys.
Yeah. Y'all could be so lucky.
Some of you girls can bring your ones. Some of y'all can bring nickels. Let's see how that works out. We got fall foliage coming, and this is going to be a real treat. There's already 45 people on this list, so it's almost sold out. There's like 5 seats left. So if you want this one, don't hesitate. Get your name on there and get that deposit in. Featuring, it's going to go to Cage Cove, which is a big, beautiful meadow. It's on the Appalachian Trail, so you'll probably see some hikers while you're there. And you'll see some wildlife, usually some elk, some deer. They've seen a bear a few times. You're going to go to Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg, Sevierville, Newfound Gap. That's also on the Appalachian Trail. And you're going to go to Sugarland Visitor Center. A lot of meals on this one, 5 breakfasts, 5 dinners, and 1 of your lunches. So that's most of your food. Elk sightings. 3 nights in Sevierville at a brand new Drury Plaza. And the whole thing is all Drury because we get up there the first day. And you get, what's that last line say there, Terry? Can you read that last line? I'm going to give you your eye test. Moonshine tour. Yeah, just for Terry, we put that in. You guys want to know a moonshine story?
Yeah.
It's a funny story. So one of my scouts, his dad was from the holler and was raised that way. But then he got into AA and quit drinking, but he still liked making moonshine because he was raised making it. He would make it and give it to his friends. Well, he lived in an apartment and he had his still in the living room in the apartment. So one day his son, Will, who made Eagle Scout in our troop, Will goes to school and he doesn't close and lock the door all the way. And he's off at school and I guess a wind blows or something and the door cracks open. And one of the neighbors happens to peek in the door and sees this big metal tube looking thing with wires and hoses and other stuff coming off of it. So what do you think the neighbor does? They call 911 and say, I think my neighbor's got a bomb. So Mike gets home from work and the police are all in his apartment and ask him, what's that? Well, luckily, one of the policemen is from the hills too and recognizes it. And actually, there's nothing against the law with him having it in the apartment. And you might just want to make sure your son closes and locks the door good. Yeah, we never let Will forget that one. October 25th, we're closing in on the end of October. The 40th annual Mount Dora Craft Festival will be going on. And there's some good pictures there. You can see what it looks like. They've got tents all over the streets. They'll have over 400 exhibitors there. The bus will make runs over to Renninger's Antiques, which is a couple miles away. So you'll be able to explore all of downtown Mount Dora, pick up a good meal at the food trucks or the restaurants there. Or if you want to spend a few bucks, go get the buffet at the Lakefront Inn. No, that's not it. Lakeside Inn. That's it. So that is Mount Dora, October 25th. October 27th, we're going to have a 2-day trip up to the Panhandle. Not 2 days, 4 days. We're going up to Pensacola. So day one will be just a travel day getting up there. We'll get checked in our hotel. We're going to have a nice included dinner. I think we're doing Cracker Barrel the first night. And then we're going to get up bright and early in the morning. And we're going to go to the National Naval Aviation Museum. And it's a great big museum, hundreds of thousands of square feet, lots of interesting exhibits and aircraft to see. But you're not going to want to do the museum right away because about 10 a.m., that's when the Blue Angels are going to start their practice runs. So out on the back deck of the museum, you can go back there and you can watch the Blue Angels do their whole routine right in the air behind the museum there. And then lunch will be at the museum on your own. We will hang out there the rest of the afternoon and then get back to the hotel. Get in a little bit early. We'll have an included dinner that night. I think we're doing Texas Roadhouse that night. Then on day 3, we're going to get up bright and early after a nice breakfast at the hotel. We've got a boat ride out in the Gulf to watch the Blue Angels do their routine yet again. And that's kind of a safety measure in case we get bad weather one of the 2 days. We'll get to see the Blue Angels at least one of those. And we'll probably see some dolphins. Then we're going to come in, take you to downtown Pensacola for lunch on your own, a little bit of shopping, a lighthouse tour, and back to the hotel. And then next morning, heading back to Pinellas County. So that is your Pensacola Blue Angels trip. You might want to look close at this one because MacDill is not planning on doing another air show till probably at least 2028. They're doing some construction and they just won't have the bandwidth to try and run an air show along with the refurbishments they're getting. October 30th is going to be a twofer. We're going to go to the new Moat C exhibit, and it's a beautiful building. You've probably seen it if you've gone south with us in the last year or two. It looks like it's built to evoke the outline of a large ship, and it's a huge, very modern aquarium, really beautiful. It's got a restaurant on the grounds, so we'll drop you off in there, get you in, and you can have lunch on your own at the cafeteria. Or the other group will be going across the parking lot to the University Town Center, which is a very nice mall. It's comparable to International Plaza in Tampa. It's kind of that level. It's got a lot of great restaurants, Panera, Cheesecake Factory, Chick-fil-A, Anna Maria Oyster Bar, a lot of great stores there. Oh, wait, here comes Wendy to take you shopping. So those two are combined. If you don't want to eat at the aquarium, you could go over to the mall, eat at one of the real nice restaurants, and then go across the parking lot back to the aquarium too. All right, so that's the end of October. Since we're at the end of summer, I thought I would tell you how much I hate sandcastles. I don't really, but these are pretty.
Oh, cool.
If you ever get a chance, they do some sandcastle festivals, sand sculpting festivals on Clearwater Beach and in the area. It's really worth seeing.
Pressure on it also.
Yeah, they do a bunch of them all around here. That kid's an artist, isn't he? That's one big seagull. She looks mad. She's gonna have something to say to him in the morning. I can just tell. Okay, we'll jump into November. We're gonna kick November off, going to six gun territory at Kirby Farm. One of my favorite memories as a kid is they used to have an attraction in Wisconsin we'd go to called Bonanza. And it was just what you imagine. It was like going to an old West town. They had cowboys and they had stagecoaches and bandits and cowboys and Indians and all that stuff. So this doesn't run all year round. They run this one weekend a year at Kirby Farm. So they'll have food available, they'll have music and entertainment, and they'll have all kinds of shows going on out in the streets for you. Then we're going to Key West in the Everglades. That's November 2nd to 4th, 3 days. And this one's a treat for you. We haven't stayed anywhere in the Keys in probably 10 years. Dad found a hotel on Marathon Key. It's a Fairfield Inn. They've got an on-site waterfront restaurant. It is right by the 7 Mile Bridge. And breakfast, of course, is included each morning. So day one, we'll get down through the Everglades. You'll see some gators, see the smallest mail post office and all that stuff. Get you checked into the hotel. Dinner's on your own that night, so you've got the restaurant right there. That's handy. And in the morning, after a good breakfast, you're going to head down to Key West. Now, since we're actually in the Keys, usually we get to Key West about 11:30. In this case, we should be getting to Key West by about 10 a.m. So you will have all day long to use the free Duval bus system that'll take you all over Key West, take you to all the attractions like the Mel Fisher Treasure Museum, the Hemingway House, Sloppy Joe's for your lunch, all kinds of good stuff to see down there. You'll have plenty of time for dinner because we're not leaving till after the sunset ceremony. And they'll pick you back up there so you can have dinner in Key West as well. And then we'll take the bus home and get you back in one piece. Then day 3, we'll do a little bit of touring on the way home. This one is selling pretty quickly too. I think we're in the mid-20s already on that. November 6th, we're going back up to Hudson to the Suncoast Broadway Dinner Theater to see $1 Million Quartet. And this is the holiday edition. If you don't know the story of $1 Million Quartet, it's based on a true story, a night in a recording studio when Elvis Presley and Carl Perkins and Johnny Cash and Jerry Lee Lewis all happened to be hanging out in the theater in the studio on the same night and just got to singing songs and playing music and telling stories. So this is a play, a musical play based on that night. Now they twisted it a little bit because it's in November. So they've added some holiday songs to the routines. So you'll get some good holiday music out of this too. And of course, an excellent buffet, cash bar, and dessert. November 7th, we'll go up to Tarpon Springs, and they're going to be having their seafood festival. So that should be a really good treat for you. All kinds of fresh, fantastic seafood up there. They'll have food trucks on the streets, and all the restaurants will be having specials. They're going to have live entertainment. If you want to go see where your sponges come from, then they've got a boat ride you can take that'll take you out in the bayou. And they have a guy who actually gets on the boat, suits up in the full, Tarpon Springs sponge diver suit with the big brass helmet and goes down and brings up some sponges. So that's a cool one. November 8th, we're going to go to Ring, Sarasota. This is a bell choir. And they are going to put on a whole concert for us with bells. They do have a string quartet joining them, so you'll have a little more than just the bells. And that will include a buffet lunch at Der Dutchman. November 13th, Ruth Eckerd Hall is going to be holding Mannheim Steamroller in the main theater there. If you remember last year, we did go to them, but they were at the Sound outdoors by the big bridge in Clearwater, which it's a nice venue, but if you don't want to be walking through grass and out with the bugs, then this is much better. It'll be indoors. You should be able to see the lasers and the smoke show and all that stuff better. And they have, world-renowned music for the holidays. A lot of it is synthesized, but they have a beautiful orchestra and they'll play fantastic music for you. November 15th, they're having the Haven Holiday Market in Winter Haven, and that is an outdoor arts and crafts and holiday decorations market. They got great restaurants and shops and all that there. Then we're going to Myrtle Beach. Ocean Views in Myrtle Beach. That's November 16th, 21st. 6 days. 10 of your meals included. So that's all the breakfasts, all the dinners. 3 nights at the beautiful Beach Cove Resort where every room is ocean view. It's got 2 nights at the Drury Plaza Savannah. So it'll be near Savannah, Florida, Georgia. Low Country Touring, the Boardwalk Bowery and Barefoot Landing, the Barefoot Queen Dinner Cruise, and you got 3 dinners with 3 shows at Legends in Concert, Carolina Opry, and the Alabama Theater. November 20th for your lunch bunch. You guys have been bugging me about this for probably a year. Every time we go up US 19, when are we going back to Lucky Dill? All right, that's where we're going, back to Lucky Dill. Come join us November 20th.
I'm gonna be there.
Where are you going to be?
Bruce.
Well, why did you do that?
Now,
Want me to save you a sandwich?
yes, please.
Okay. I'll put it in the fridge for you. We're going to go to Lucky Dill. One of the choices will, of course, be an open-faced turkey club sandwich with dressing and all the goodies. So they'll take good care of it. We'll have a Reuben on there. We'll have pastrami. So we'll have a good choice of meals for you. And if you haven't been on a lunch bunch, if it's your birthday, what do we do, Ed?
Celebrate it.
That's
The
right.
Guys get a hat, women get a tiara, you get first class seating, and you get to get off the bus first with drink reds.
Here, Ed.
Yeah.
Ed, you did that really good. Yep.
That's only because that's the day before.
Oh, is it?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I get to hook you up. It's a crown for the boys now, though. If it won't stay on your head, I got a staple gun.
You gotta have hair for that.
No, you don't. Not for the crown. It just winds around your. What size hat you wear?
I have no idea.
Really? Look like you got a big giant head.
Because it's so much.
All right, so that's lunch bunch in November. November 22nd. On Saturday, we're going to go down to Arcadia for their antique show, and they do a big open air on the streets antique show every 4th Saturday. So that's a good time of year to do it. Hurricanes is gone. Weather should be nice, kind of cool. Well, better be gone by then. A lot of great restaurants down there, so a nice place to visit. November 27th for your Thanksgiving pleasure. We're going to take you out on the Starlight Sapphire. There's been some controversy over this. Originally, the plan was to go to Broadway Palm, but we got some feedback against that idea. So we're going to do the Starlight Sapphire. It's a beautiful little cruise yacht. Goes actually out of South Pasadena, not far from the new office. So we'll pick up in Seminole and South Pasadena and get you over there. And they're going to have a full turkey dinner on the boat and take you out for a nice ride in the Gulf. And now it's time for more sandcastles. Some of those are pretty amazing. You guys want to know a secret about sandcastles like that, though? I read a long article about it. Some of the people who are professional sandcastle competitors, one of the things they do is they get one of those spray bottles and they'll wet the sand, but they don't just put water in there. A lot of them will mix just a little bit of white glue, like Elmer's glue, in there, and that helps hold the whole thing together. So they can actually do a little more detailed sculpting, like that. That's pretty amazing. That's Terry going fishing.
Where's Marina?
Where's Marina?
Where's Marina? She's not here.
She was there this morning.
Yeah, they love this. Good morning now.
And that's a nice one. That one looks like one of us could maybe do that. Maybe. Okay, starting in December, December 3rd, we've got the Christmas Lights Cruise with going to Catch's Restaurant. It's a little higher priced. There's a limit of 38 people on it. We can't take more than that because the boat won't fit more than that. And Catch's has a really nice dinner for you. You're going to get steak and lobster as one of your choices. So there's some good stuff on there. We're not including dinner at the restaurant because that would have run the budget even higher. So what we're going to do for dessert is we're going to have some very nice Christmas cookies, and you're going to have the guy driving the boat is going to provide hot chocolate and soda pops for you. So we'll take good care of you there. And I expect that one will fill up. It's over half full already. So make sure you get your name on that one before you're too late. Now we've got two St. Augustine Christmas lights. This one we were full a couple weeks ago. We've had a few cancellations, so I'm back to having about 5 or 6 seats open on this one. So now we've got 2 trips to St. Augustine too. They're virtually identical, except the second one goes an extra day. So I'll give you the rundown on the itinerary for St. Augustine. When we get to the second one, I won't go through the whole itinerary again because I'm nice. So day one on Thursday on this, we get on the bus, we head to Palm Coast, we stop for lunch. Lunch is on your own. Then we'll get to St. Augustine. We're gonna do a driving tour of St. Augustine and point out all of the sites you can go see. And there's a lot to see in St. Augustine. After that, we go check into our hotel. The hotel is the Southern Oaks Inn on both trips. And it's a very nice hotel. They keep it nice and clean. It is a little bit of an older property. It's 2 stories. It's no elevator. And they don't have most of the rooms that we've got reserved will not be downstairs. So you will be having to take your suitcase upstairs and going up and downstairs a bit. After we get checked into the hotel, we've got dinner at Carrabba's. And then from there, we go back to the visitor center downtown, and we're going to get on the trolley for the Christmas lights tour. And it's a open air trolley. So make sure you bring some warm clothes because out by the ocean there, it can get pretty cold sometimes. I've had it 75 degrees and I've had it like 38. And the year it was 38, I was in shorts, and that was a really bad idea. But they have the trolleys lit up for Christmas with lights. They've got millions of Christmas lights throughout town that will give you these crazy little glasses that make the lights holographic. So it looks like Christmas snowflakes or stuff like that. They play Christmas carols, so we'll all sing along and do a beautiful job and get standing ovations everywhere we go. And then we're going to go put you back to bed. Day 2, after breakfast at the hotel, you can take the bus. We'll take you downtown, or from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., the hotel has a shuttle that will run you back and forth about every half hour. So that's pretty handy. You can also call the hotel desk to check when the bus will be, or their shuttle will be coming. We will run the bus back and forth a few times during the day too. So you've got day 2 to do whatever you want in St. Augustine and all the things you can visit. So there's the winery, the distillery, the Castillo de San Marcos, the big fort, the Fountain of Youth, Leitner Museum, Ripley's, believe it or not, the Flagler College, Potter's Wax Museum, 1,000,001 things to see and do there. And if you get bored in St. Augustine, that's nobody's fault but yours. Day 3 will be Saturday morning. They will be having their, I think it's 60th annual this year, Christmas parade in St. Augustine. And everybody who's anybody in St. Augustine is marching in that parade. One of my favorite parts is they have, I think it's Newfoundlands. They have a dog group where they march all their dogs in the parade. You don't get to see them because guess who has most of the first floor rooms already reserved at our hotel? If you like dogs, there's going to be a lot of dogs around the hotel. They're very sweet dogs, soft, fuzzy. So then after the parade's over, Then the bus will take you out of St. Augustine. We'll do a lunch stop and head home. So that is the first St. Augustine. That's 3 days. The other one's going to be 4 days. So I'll just give you what the night of the third day and fourth day is going to be. December 4th, we've got Winter Wonderettes. That's going to be down south in Fort Myers at the Off-Broadway Palm Dinner Theater. And this is a show based on the Rockettes. So you got a kick line, you've got holiday music, you've got all kinds of fun and singing and dancing there. Was it something I said? Did I pick on him too much? No? Dial it up a little more? I got Carl still to mess with. Anyway, Winter Wonderettes. It'll be a wonderful holiday show. A lot of good singing and dancing. It's like a revolving door out there. December 5th, Wendy is dying for you guys to go on this one. She's never been to Solomon's Castle, and she really wants to go. So if you'd like to go with Wendy, she's going to fight for this one. If you've never been to Solomon's Castle, it was built by Howard Solomon. It started out just as kind of a normal 3-bedroom, 2-bath kind of house. And Mr. Solomon was never content with anything to stay the way it was. So back years ago, he started building turrets on it, putting in stained glass windows. And one day he's at the dump where he gets most of the materials for his artwork. And he finds a huge pile of these shiny metal plates. They're leftovers from a print plant. So he throws those in the back of the truck, comes home, and covers his entire home with these metal plates. So it looks like Camelot. It's all bright and shiny now. So he's not satisfied with that much craziness. He decides he's got a castle, he must have a moat. So he gets out the backhoe and he digs a ditch next to the castle. That's the moat. And if he's going to have a moat, he's got to have a boat in the moat. So he builds this boat in the moat, and that is the restaurant where you'll be having lunch. And the food is very good. Dale, his son-in-law, unfortunately, Mr. Howard passed away a few years ago, but Dale, his son-in-law, and his wife still run the place, and Dale's the cook. And they make really good meatloaf and chicken and yellow rice and banana pudding for dessert. It's a good meal. If you've never been to Solomon's Castle, you owe it to yourself to get there at least once. Okay, here's your second Christmas lights tour to St. Augustine. And I lied. I'm going to go over the whole itinerary from the top again. You ready? No. Okay. Remember December 4th, 5th, and 6th. Okay, we're going to do that. And then on the third day, instead of leaving before lunch, we're going to stay in St. Augustine till after lunch. Probably leave about 1:30. Give you plenty of time. And from St. Augustine, we're going to go stop in Daytona Beach. We're going to go down to Daytona Beach. We'll have a tour of the Daytona Speedway, which is an amazing tour. Wasn't that great, Barbara? What did everybody say when I pulled up to the Daytona Speedway? What was the noise all the girls made? Yeah. Oh, I thought I was going to get tarred and feathered. But after the tour was over, which I love on mystery tours, everybody said that really was pretty neat. It helped that we had a really good tour guide. She was a lot of fun. But they're going to take us around the track. You'll get out and try and walk up the banking of the track, which wear good shoes because it's steep. It's not easy. And then we're going to go check into the hotel. You'll have time for dinner on your own. There's a bunch of places to eat right there. And then we're going to take the bus out to Daytona Beach. We'll drive on the beach a little bit around sunset and then back to the Speedway for our nighttime lights tour. And because I planned this because I'm a genius, I found out that on Tuesdays you get to go around the track twice. So we'll get to go around the track twice and see all the Christmas lights. Really good. And they'll have music playing through the stereo. December 11th, we're going to Gaylord Palms. I am still working on locking in the meal for this. They are difficult to deal with, but I will get it. But you notice for the price, it says TBA. That's because I don't have the meal priced yet. We used to do this every year before COVID, and we haven't really since. But we're going to give it a try this year. It was always a very popular trip you've never been out to Gaylord Palms, it is a gigantic resort. It's the size of a small city. It's divided into different sections. It's got a St. Augustine section that looks like the Castillo de San Marcos, and it's got like a pit where they keep their alligators. They actually have live alligators here. And they've got a Key West section with a sailboat and some other sections. When we get there, we'll have a beautiful buffet lunch at Villa de Flora, hopefully. That's the part I'm working on. Then you'll have free time and you can explore the hotel, and it's all decorated like crazy for the holidays. It looks great. Or you can buy an optional ticket to go see the ice exhibit. If you've never gone and seen one of these ice exhibits, right now they're starting to set those up. So they've got a section of the hotel, a big conference room area, and they're closing that off, and they're cranking the air conditioning down to 9 degrees. You think you're cold in here? No. They actually have it 9 degrees in there. They're going to fill it up with ice. They have ice sculptors coming, and they're going to have it gorgeous. The theme again this year is going to be Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and you get to go through all kinds of these exhibits where the characters from the show are done in ice. There's even an ice slide you can go on if you're really crazy. Couple of hints. Number one, they're going to give you a parka to wear to keep you warm. It's got a hood on it. However, what it doesn't have is pockets to put your hands in. Why do you think they don't put pockets in a loaner parka? Because they don't want to overflow the lost and found. How many cameras and lipsticks and other things you think they would have? So there's no pockets. So if you want to keep your hands warm, bring some gloves or bring some mittens. I would bring a woolly cap, which, by the way, is available from Travel is Fun Tours with the logo for only $15. You like that? I missed doing that this morning. Wasn't that good? Tell my dad. He'll be proud of me once. So that's the ice exhibit. That's an additional, I think, $30, but worth every penny. I had so much fun. I took my son there one time when he was about 17, I think, and he's running his mouth out. I don't need no parka. And we go in and he's got the parka on. We get about halfway through and I sneak up behind him and I snatched the parka off of him. I said, I thought you didn't need it. Please give it back. Because I'm that mean of a dad. Oh, the other thing that's included, there's a Cirque du Soleil style show, Christmas themed show that evening, and you all have a reserved VIP ticket for that. And so that's good because you'll be there after it starts to get dark and you can see all the Christmas lights really starting to shine and come on. December 14th to 19th, we got a country Christmas at Gaylord Opryland over in Nashville. So they're both Gaylord resorts. They are actually kind of similar if you've been to both. Again, this one is huge, has indoor atriums. The nice thing is, even if it's snowing outside, it's 72 and sunny inside. You've got 11 meals included. That's all your breakfast, all your dinners, and a lunch. You got 2 nights at Drury hotels in Morrow and Valdosta, 3 nights at the Gaylord Opryland. And again, if you're going to go on this one, I do recommend you look up the map on your computer and get familiarized with the place, because I spend more of my time guiding people back to their hotel rooms or to where breakfast is than anything else every time I've gone. You got lunch on the General Jackson Paddle Wheeler, the Opry Country Christmas dinner. That's going to be at the Opryland Ballroom, and their show is also going to be a Cirque du Soleil style show. And then you got the Nashville Nightlife Dinner Show. Another nice feature is the Gaylord Opryland has a shuttle that will take you to downtown Nashville. So if there's part of the day you've got free time and you want to go to the honky tonks or visit the Country Music Hall of Fame or the original Grand Ole Opry for a tour, you can do all that stuff. December 14th, we've got Sun Kicks going on. That's going to be at Suncoast Broadway up in Hudson, and they're doing another Rockette style show. So great meal and good show and lots of good music there. December 18th, your lunch bunch to close out the year. And the December lunch month is a big one. That's where I recognize folks with perfect attendance or almost perfect attendance. And we're going to go back to the Reese Cliff Family Diner. And since what year? Since 1934. They've been there closing in on 100 years. Great little restaurant. It's rated the highest of all the restaurants we've been to. It's not big and fancy and high end, but the food is fantastic and the service was really good. And we'll do a little driving tour of Lakeland when we're done. December 25th, Dad's Tropical Christmas is coming up. And that's 3 days, 2 nights, leaves on Christmas Day, a little bit after lunchtime, and includes all of the meals while you're on the bus. So 2 breakfasts, 2 lunches, and 2 dinners. I messed myself up this morning because I was thinking 3 lunches. It should be 3. But we leave after lunch the first day, so 2 lunches is right. We got 2 nights at the Holiday Inn Express down in Fort Myers, very nice hotel. You'll see A Christmas Story, the musical, at the Broadway Palm. You got the Naples Princess Lunch Cruise and Der Dutchman all included. So that'll be a great way to spend your Christmas days and get you out of cleaning the house after opening presents. December 28th, we're going to do Sailor Circus, and that's down in Sarasota. Yes, they do have air conditioning in the building now, so I believe they've got heat too, in case you need it. Hard to tell December 28th. Could go either way. If you're not familiar with Sailor Circus, what that is the students at Sarasota High School, their mascot is the Sailors. And when they sign up for their classes, they have electives they can take. So between home ec and trigonometry, you can go take clown class. Right, Terry? Or you can do acrobatics, or you can do all kinds of other circus activities. And during the Christmas break and spring break and summer break, the kids put on the Sailor Circus, and it raises money for the school and the program. And it's really fantastic. I've never had anybody come back from seeing this and tell me they were disappointed in the show. They're always amazed at what these kids can do and perform. Okay, wrapping up 2025. We're almost done with it. New Year's, I've got some new folks signed up for New Year's today. Hi, Carl. 5 of your meals included. It's going to be 3 days. So 2 breakfasts, 2 lunches, and 1 dinner. You'll have to buy lunch one day. That's it. We're going to have lunch at the Hollywood Hard Rock Cafe. That'll be day 1. So we'll get down to Hollywood, do that. Then we're going to have a step-on guide, I believe, that afternoon. And then we have dinner that evening. Trying to remember what that dinner is. Oh, 1 dinner. Yeah, dinner is on your own that evening. That's all around the hotel. Day 2, we're going to have a step-on guide take us on a tour of Fort Lauderdale, give us the history and show us the sights. We're going to visit Los Olas Boulevard for shopping and dining at lunchtime. That's your lunch on your own. And that's kind of the high-end district, like going down Beverly Boulevard. We'll have a afternoon cruise on the Carrie B to see the Venice of Florida, which is what they call the waterfront in Fort Lauderdale. And since this is day 2, New Year's Eve, we're going to celebrate New Year's Eve at a luau for the night. And yes, your dinner is included at the luau. And they will have fire dancers and all hula dancers and all that. And it is indoors. So dinner will start a little later, but it's going to be fantastic. Day 3, we'll get up a little later because some of you guys will need to get up a little later. And we'll meander our way out of the hotel after breakfast, go over to Naples, give you some shopping and strolling time at Tin City with a nice included lunch at the Riverside Restaurant, get you home to start 2026. So that's the end of 2025. Debbie, you look like you're dying to ask a question.
No.
Yep. You're just shivering.
Yes.
It is chilly in here, isn't it? Okay, so some more sandcastles. I'm not sure what these guys are supposed to be, but it's good artwork. Yeah, I got Slimer from Ghostbusters this morning. Anybody know these people? I think that one's beautiful. The lighting on that one's really nice. Very white sand at sunset.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That one's pretty amazing. This guy likes gnomes. He's got some gnomes hidden in there. There's another one. Okay, now to jump into 2026, I got a few treats for you in 2026. We'll tell you about. So just to preview, to tease you, Dad is working on another Key West for January. So we'll see how that turns out. Then we're going to have Kennedy Space Center Space Coast. Terry, you want to come up and tell them this part? I got a 20-minute video Terry made me watch the other day. Actually, it's actually really good. I'm going to show it on the bus because it shows you all the new things at Kennedy Space Center. If you haven't been in even the last few years, there's a lot of new things to see. If you haven't been in about 10 years, the number one thing to see is the Space Shuttle Atlantis there. So to go through the itinerary a little, day one, we're going to zoom out. We'll do a lunch stop at Disney Springs, lunch on your own, a little time for shopping. And then we're going to head over to the Sands Missile Space History Center. And that's this museum here. It's a smaller museum. There's no cost to it. So it doesn't add anything to the tour as far as cost. But it's a beautiful little museum just outside of Patrick Air Force Base. And one of the best features is the docents they have there. The last time I was there, the guy who was giving us the tour, he was a retired engineer from NASA, and he had been there from the Mercury program up to the space shuttle. So he had some stories. Some of them you could even tell in public. So then we're going to go get checked into the Titusville Comfort Inn. You have your choice that evening. There's restaurants right around the hotel for dinner. Or if you want to get back on the bus, we'll go down to Cocoa Beach, take you over to Ron John and the Cocoa Beach Surf Company. Cocoa Beach Surf Company has a nice restaurant in it. And you can get a t-shirt, get all your goodies from Ron John, because you got to have those. Then day two will be a full day at Kennedy Space Center. After breakfast, we'll get over there. We will be standing at the gate the minute they open. And we will stay until they kick us out. So that's pretty much 9 to 5. And again, the things you can see at the Space Center, the exhibit for the Space Shuttle Atlantis will bring a tear to your eye. I promise you. If you stand there and you watch the introduction, it is the most dramatic, emotional thing you could imagine in the space program. And then you get to get up close and personal and see the shuttle. You can also get right under a Saturn V rocket, broken into its different stages. They've got Mars exploration vehicles. They've got a ride that simulates you riding in the space shuttle. You can touch a moon rock over by the Saturn V building. It just goes on and on, everything you can see there. And it's one of my favorite places to visit. So that is Kennedy Space Center. Yes, sir, Mr. Terry.
Yes. A couple of slightly used space capsules from New Origin.
Yeah, they've got a lot of the new programs, Blue Origin and SpaceX. And so if you want to see what's upcoming, you haven't been watching the space news, we're going back to the moon in the next couple of years. And the program is called Artemis. And it's going to be an amazing rocket to see go up. Last time and with the pace that they're launching rockets, I give us a 50-50 chance of seeing something take off while we're in Cocoa. You can pull some strings for me, Terry? All right, man. After that, March, we're going to go back to San Antonio. We haven't been there in a good long time. And I love me some San Antonio. We're going to see everything there is to see. There's the Riverwalk boat ride. Anybody know what that is? That's the Alamo. That is the Houston Space Center. That's Mission Concepcion. Now, this is my favorite. You probably can't see it because it's kind of fuzzy. I don't know why my focus is off there. Anyway, if you don't know, the most important exhibit at the Alamo now is they have acquired Pee Wee Herman's bicycle. They actually have a real screen used bicycle there, and it's going to be on exhibit. I'm excited for that. Maybe we'll watch Pee Wee's Big Adventure on the bus. Then you guys will. You got to make sure when you go to the Alamo, you ask them where the basement is, because that's where the bike's supposed to be. Anyway, this one you got 13 meals included, all your breakfasts, almost all your dinners, and a lunch. You're going to visit all these great cities: Mobile, Lafayette, Houston, New Orleans. We'll have a lunch stop in New Orleans on the way home. The San Antonio Riverwalk, our hotel is the Drury Inn Plaza right on the Riverwalk. Can't beat that. We'll go to the Briscoe Western Art Museum and the Johnson Space Center. We got a narrated cruise on the Riverwalk, 3 nights at the Drury Inn, or 3 Drury nights. 2 of those are on the Riverwalk. One is at the Houston Galleria, next to like the biggest mall in Texas, I believe it is. We'll visit the El Mercado, the Mexican market, and a bunch more stuff. You guys want to hear my favorite story from San Antonio? Okay, in the movie Pee Wee's Big Adventure, he goes to Texas to try and get his bike back. He calls home on a payphone and says, "I'm in Texas." The friends back home don't believe he's in Texas. She says, "Well, listen up. I'll prove it." And he holds the phone out and he goes, "The stars at night are big and bright." And everybody walking on the street goes, "Deep." What is it? Just like that. So me being very shy and retiring, when we were on the riverboat in the Riverwalk there, in a pause in the narration, I saw a crowd lined up to go into a restaurant on the boardwalk there. And wouldn't you know, at the top of my lungs, I sung out, "The stars at night are big and bright." And what do you think happened? I had 30, 40 people finish the song for me on the board. It was a beautiful thing. And I promise if you go on this trip, I will do it again. Okay. So now I've set you up. You're going to have a lunch stop in New Orleans. So I can make you want more New Orleans because I'm devious like that. So May 21st to 25th, we're going to go back to New Orleans, Louisiana. And this one's got 8 meals, all your breakfast, 3 of your dinners, and 1 lunch. 2 nights at the fantastic Drury Plaza, New Orleans. If you went on the Eclipse tour with me, then we stayed there. It was a rough night because we got in very late and the weather was pretty awful. So this should be much better. It is right on Poydras Street, and it is right next to the trolley lines. It is like a block and a half from walking into the French Quarter. So anything you want to do in New Orleans, you can do from our hotel real easy. You will have plenty of free time in the French Quarter. We got a great local step-on game. His name's Steven. He's from New Orleans. I met him online. We're going to take you to Mardi Gras World. We're going to do a Sunday jazz brunch cruise on the Mississippi, on the Natchez. Yeah. So now the other thing I didn't mention, my favorite store in New Orleans is MS Rao. Wendy and I have loved that place since the first time we looked in there. It is an antique store going back to the 1800s. It's been in the family all that time. And they have some of the most amazing things to see there. It's like a museum, but if you got enough money, you can buy the stuff. Now, just to give you an idea of something that they had on display, I was poking around trying to open a glass case last time I was in there, and there was some silver in there. There was a really pretty silver coffee urn. And all of a sudden, I felt somebody behind me. I turn around, there's a young man in a very, very, very nice, expensive suit. And he says, "Can I help you, sir?" I was curious about these pieces. And he goes, "Oh, yes, that coffee urn, that's by Paul Revere." And he goes, I go, "Yeah, what's that set you back?" He goes, "Oh, $1.5 million." So you can understand why he popped out of the back so quickly when some weirdo is pushing at the glass door. So I came back to him and I say, "Wow, it's a really beautiful piece." would love to get it, but I was really had my heart set on a match set. Without skipping a beat, he's like, yeah, there were only 2 made. The other one is in a museum in Boston. We could get it for you. Anyway, that is our New Orleans trip. You're gonna love it. Just staying at that Drury Inn. It's a refurbished historic building, all dark, beautiful wood stairways. The restaurant in the lobby there is gorgeous. You're gonna love this place. Never want to go home. So that's that. So what day is it? Holidays today? If you're in Australia, it's Are You Okay Day. Is it still today in Australia? Or is it yesterday or tomorrow?
I don't know.
I don't know. It would be tomorrow? Is it tomorrow already? Well, now I messed this up. Huh? I guess so. It's school picture day, so Ollie's going to take a picture of each of you on the way out. It's swap ideas day, so if you have a good idea, throw it my way. It's makeup day. It's TV dinner day, which without TV dinners, I wouldn't have made it to 14. And it's hot dog day. Yeah. Hot dog day for Wendy. Okay. So who has questions? I talked enough. Did I wear you guys out? Okay, no questions? I'm driving on. Next meeting will be back here on this October 8th. And be gentle with me. I will just be getting back from Maine. So it'll be a quickie. And don't forget your travel is fun merch, shirts, hats, beanies, and now custom embossed beautiful luggage tags. And I actually wore a hole in this hand making the luggage tags. Okay, you're where in the world? Oops. I went too fast. Is it just one?
No,
Got a
3. Well, I figured this would be the one that wins. The one I got here. She hasn't won yet, has she?
Okay. Show me who has won so far this year again. Okay. All right. We have a winner on Where in the World. Who has not won yet this year. And it is Miss Barbara Garabrandt. It's the Beach Cove Resort, Myrtle Beach. Good job, Barb. Okay, now we have goodies to give away. So if you would get Barbara to pick me a winner, and I will take them their prize. First winner is going to get a Bit Driver keychain with LED light. Ooh. Ah. Although I do reserve the right to change that out depending on who she picks.
Yeah. Terry.
Okay. Then I'm switching it. Well, no, this is planned. Terry is getting a 8-ounce flask and shot glasses that say Dad bought and brought. This next. This will be the Bit Driver LED keychain.
And
Yeah. Well, that's good because Ed is usually in the dark. Okay, Ed's gonna pick the next winner. Should I give out Sudoku or Reese's Pieces next?
Stand up and draw my
What
name.
do you say, Debbie? No. Sudoku is next. Blame Debbie. Carl, what is this? Is it a conspiracy of dudes?
You can have the chocolate.
All right, Carl, you get to pick my last winner. Somebody's gonna kick you if it's Tom. The girls are gonna rebel.
What? No, it's just said.
Cherry.
Sherry, there you go. Thanks, Yummy Reese's. Thank you guys all for coming today. And if you want to book anything or pay for anything or any questions, Ollie and I will stick around to you.
Okay,
And then on the smokies,
Oh.
yeah, that's the whole line is pretty light.
George.
Sunday, Saturday. You can take from me. No problem at all. Okay.
Well, Charles, thanks for
See you next.
space, so if you want to think about it or watch it.
And see if
If you want to see what Pensacola is doing, I'll give me a call. Right now, it would die. I got a big ways. It's even.
we can put you guys on. Yeah, check in with. I'm doing the 14. I think that 12 is. Yeah.
Pennsylvania.
That one looked like the whole time.
Yeah.
I'm going, we're just going right.
What we have Charleston's coming up.
Yeah, well, different, should be. Yeah, I should be here last month. Okay, it's nice to see you. Go next there. Take them out.
Anything else we're talking? Enjoy yourself. Girls too.
Okay, that's what you. Yeah. Okay.
I'll go for music.
Okay, so that would be. Oh. We first time to exercise.
Which one they ban for it? One arm. Supposed to be shaking. I couldn't get the finger goodness.
No.
Fine.
He's works. Oh, yeah, keep this one. Good. She's in. So. That's what I was, right, okay, yeah, I'll do it, do it, all right. Yeah, well, you all. Yeah. I'm scared I was really busy. We looked at the one, yeah. I gave she's the street. Oh, okay.
The one?
Yeah, I just can't see that one. For the new place, here.
Pick up on it, grandma. I like you very much.
That's what you got.
I'll let something go ahead and
Okay.
hopefully we'll see you around the clock. Okay, thank you folks at home for joining us. And we look forward to seeing you next time at Travel is Fun Tours. Goodbye.